Welcome to this video coverage for round 3 of the candidates and countrymen. This weekend we have Mamedyarov playing Anand, and the tournament, the short tournament for both players so far couldn't have been any more different. While Anand had an excellent start by beating Aronian in round 1, playing a draw in the second round, Mamedyarov really started badly. He let some chances, slight chances, slip in round 1 against Topalov, and then just lost in round 2 against Aronian. With something that you almost could call blundering the queen. Not to a one mover, but certainly a very disappointing performance for the player from Azerbaijan. So let's see what happened in this game. The Slav defense again from Anand. Again, maybe the wrong expression, but he offered a Slav yesterday against Topalov. So this seems to be in his preparation for this tournament. Mamedyarov plays Queen c2. He had played in round 1 Knight bd2 against Topalov, and now he goes for Queen c2. It's in fact one of the less common lines, Queen c2, but it's in fact one of those lines that are not the main line, but they have they contain some poison, so black needs to be precise. Anand took, played bishop g4. This is maybe the main line nowadays, and you maybe know that I'm producing a video series on openings for the Internet Chess Club, the ICC, where I do that in German language. This needs to be said. Where I introduce a repertoire based on the Slav, and for this repertoire I have also chosen this line, so I know some details about it because I did some research on it only recently. Mamedyarov now played Knight bd2. This is the more let's say solid way to play. The sharp way to play is Knight c3, which intends to build up quickly this huge center. This line, however, has a slight problem, and this is because of Knight bd7, e4, and now the new, or let's say not yet really recognized move e5. And this is quite a funny little story. When I did the research for my video series about 2 weeks ago, I found that this move was only played twice in the whole database, while bishop takes f3 was played like, I don't know, dozens of times. And I'm sorry, this was too much. Let's go back. And I was wondering what the big problem with e5 was. And I only had 2 games with it. And I analyzed a bit and didn't find anything for white. In fact, I thought that black is really comfortable here. And I presented my lines, just a couple of lines, in a quick video for the ICC. And then only 1 week later, a couple of days ago, I got the new chess book in the mail, The Classical Slav by Grandmaster Boris Avrukh. And he had exactly the same lines in his book. He wrote the same story that I told on video. I found only 2 games. Why is that? Isn't this a good move? And then he showed his analysis was almost identical to mine, which is no special thing, because people use the same engines and they come to the same conclusions normally. So this is a good line, and maybe this is why Mamedyarov went for Knight bd2. This is not bad, of course. The idea is to overprotect this knight and allow this fianchetto. White couldn't fianchetto without this, because Oh, this just looks too ugly, this structure with this isolated pawn and the double pawn. So white prepares a development of the bishop to g2. And this is what happened. Knight e7, g3. All very, very normal. Yeah, now he played knight e5. And I'm not sure that I like this move, really. It's not like a big mistake or anything, but I don't think that it really leads to anything tangible for white. I actually thought that the best try for white in this position is to play like that. You know, trying to put some pressure on the b pawn. Black plays queen b6, go for knight c4. This was the line that I considered to be most critical. However, after queen a6, this is better than the capture. Black seems to be quite okay. Yeah, still I felt that this is maybe the area where white, like this, for example, where white could search for a little something. Yeah, this didn't happen. He played knight e5, Mamedyarov, after bishop h5. He took and castled. Yeah, I'm not so sure why knight e5 is such a great idea. Look at this. This was played. And now Anand played a5. Yeah, the thing is, the knight is not especially great on b3. But yeah, where do you put it? You can put it on f3. But it's not particularly great there. This is a possible good reply. What he wants to do is he plays knight b3 and then wants to push e4. Just go for a big center. And yeah, now I think this is very instructive how Anand is playing this. Played a5. This is a very good and important move. It intends to play a5, a4, gaining more space, and then also use a5 as a square for the queen to get the rooks connected. So if white ignores everything here, let's say he plays...
Incoming challenge.
Oops, I'm sorry about that. Need to... Wondering why this is even possible. If you would consider e4 here, black has a4, yeah, and this is very awkward. Where would you go? Yeah. White is just very unharmoniously placed. After a5, white basically only has one move, and this is a4. Yeah, bishop b4 is Anand's reply. A very logical move again. Puts the bishop on this weakened square and intends to play queen e7, connecting rooks, and then, according to circumstances, play one of the three moves. It will be e5 mostly here. Yeah, played e4, and now Anand played e5. And it seems that, at least according to my database, e5 here, very normal looking move, is the first new move. So technically it's a novelty. In an earlier game in Istanbul 2012, must be the Olympiad, I guess, only have the location here, queen e7 was played between Ivanchuk and Vallejo Pons. After these moves, white managed to get a big center with f4. This was not the end of the world, but I feel Anand's move is just more logical. He instantly goes for e5 and initiates play in the center. Yeah, played bishop e3. Yeah, captured. And now Anand played king h8. This is not a very self-evident move, but if you look at it a bit more detail, you understand why this is played. He wants to play f6 and possibly bishop f7. Yeah, giving a good retreat square for the bishop on h5. And on f7 it also would pressurize the loose knight on b3. Note that white's pieces are loose. The knight is not protected by a pawn. The queen is not protected by anything. And yeah, well, the bishop, it's active in the center. but it also subject to attack, as we will see soon. Yeah, king h8, and now the next move by Mamedyarov, I simply don't like it. He played e5, and I believe that this instantly leads to good play for black. If you want to push in the center, I guess f4 is the better choice. Like this, f4, f6. And now my suggestion would be something like that, bishop f2, to allow a later knight to d4. And in this position, I guess we are talking about yeah, roughly equal chances, but it's not equal in terms of drawish. It's a complicated middle game where I guess both players have their chances. Yeah, he played e5, and I simply don't like it. The next moves are almost forced. You have a hard time to suggest any alternatives, and after them, black is just better. Rook e8 was played, attacking e5. Note that the bishops control the central squares, e1, central, yeah, let's say the central posts for the rooks. Rook e1 is not playable, rook d1 is not playable. They are both controlled, and yeah, after rook e8, how do you keep the pawn? You only have one move, f4. And after f6, it turns out we have the same problem again. e5 is attacked, and white really has no natural way to cover it. As a move like rook e1, yeah, well, I'm going to take it. White essentially must do that, and this means after knight takes f6 that this only has activated black. White has played 3 pawn moves. Yeah, look at this: e5, f4, and captures. And in the process, what happened? He has weakened his king by f4. One of the moves that white would love to play in this position, besides the fact that there's this instant threat, so you couldn't even do that. But what you would love to do is to just take your pawn move back. It's just weakening your own position. And here black is already substantially better. The problem is that it's also, yeah, this threat simply, how do you meet it? Played bishop f3, and after now this capture and rook e4, black just has a number of very convenient advantages. He's nicely centralized. The rook is active. You might have knight jumps. And well, the king is just airy, white's king. It does not have a proper pawn protection anymore. And this also means that it is very, very tricky to play. Note that here on the 4th rank there's even this idea available. Yeah, white played rook e3 after the capture. Anand played queen to e8. Yeah, and a logical move again with a tempo, intending to also use the rook soon. Yeah, bishop b6 played, queen h5. Very, very logical. Looking at h2, getting this into the mix. Yeah, went back to d4, using the bishop as a defensive piece. Bishop b6 wasn't probably the best possible move, but white already is in terrible shape. Rook e8, intending to quickly enter on the 2nd rank. Yeah, very tough. White played rook f1. And now knight g4 was played, threatening on h2. It turns out that instead of rook f1, what white needed to do to keep up a bit more resistance, he needed to play queen d3. But even here, black has a strong reply. Can still go here. After this move, how do you protect here? If you play queen c2, for example, there's just knight e3, and this is something that white is not going to survive. Rook e2 is just exceptionally strong. Yeah, he played rook f1, which isn't the toughest defense, but I guess it's already beyond salvation. Yeah. h2, played queen c2 to cover it, and now c5 was played. A nice little tactical stroke, highlighting that this bishop does not really have any great squares. You go here. Okay, with a double attack. Go here. Well,
checkmate.
Okay, e3 is also not possible, so you have to take it. Took it with the knight, and now rook c8 is the key move. It just puts this piece into a deadly pin. Yeah, white now, what did he try? Rook d1, takes, and now just h6. Simple chess. Getting a flight square for the king, some luft for the king, and it just intends to take c5. The next move, white has absolutely no way to keep it. Played this one, and at the same time, I guess, resigned. At least that's how it is in the official PGN file. Yeah, here after the king move, black has many ways to win. The easiest is probably knight here with this idea, and of course it's just a very big fork. So a win again for Anand, who's leading the tournament. This much I can say. Of course, he led the tournament before the round, at least shared first place, and with an additional win, he will of course still lead it with +2 wins in the first 3 rounds. This is certainly an unexpected development. Anand really wasn't one of the favorites before the tournament, but okay, he had a good start, and people with good starts into events always have chances. So Anand certainly to be reckoned with. Yeah, and for Mamedyarov, basically this tournament is over in terms of winning it. Of course, he never was one of the heavy favorites. I had him as one of my 2 dark horses. Yeah, but always in my text I wrote, yeah, he needs a good start, maybe a win in one of the early rounds to get going. But exactly the opposite thing is happening. He lost 2 games, and this game here was really a drastic loss, sort of a game where you feel that yeah, the white player, something's not right in the whole game. Yeah, e5 is simply a move that it's very, very hard to explain, as this sequence is totally forced, and it leads to an excellent position for black, and this is also very easy to see. If you give Mamedyarov this position, he will just say, okay, this is ugly. But the thing is, he played e5, and after that there is no way back. You have to play the moves that were put on the board, f4, f6, and so on. And here, white's defense is already super tricky in a practical game. So, as mentioned, good start for Anand, terrible one for Mamedyarov. I hope you enjoyed the coverage and brief analysis of this game, and I'll be back on Monday with 4th round coverage of the candidates. Thanks for watching.